Hey everyone, welcome back to Z Astrology. In today's video, we are going to explore one of the most important concepts in Feng Shui, the Qi. If you're not new to Feng Shui, you might have heard of the word Qi. And when we manage Feng Shui, our ultimate goal is to manage and maintain the flow of Qi. By balancing it, we can create a living space that is supportive for many aspects of our lives. Let's dive in and discover how we can work with Qi to bring us prosperity. Now, before we proceed, we want to know what is Qi. Well, you can imagine that Qi is the air, but not exactly. As much as I don't like to say it this way, it is invisible. Air is merely a medium that carries and holds Qi. And air from the mountain holds the richest quality of Qi. No wonder people always say that houses on the mountainside always have good Feng Shui. The simple understanding is the presence of good airflow in the house increases the chances of you living in a house having a good Feng Shui. And another medium of Qi is water. Yes, water is another element that holds Qi. No wonder cities around the world are gathered around rivers or seas. While you can say that's for sure, people need water supply to survive. However, the principle of Feng Shui just nicely coincides with this. Feng Shui study encourages Qi to flow freely all over your home. And now let's move on to some of the simple ones. Before we apply more advanced analysis technique, these are some basics that will never go wrong. To adhere to the core principle of Qi flow, we know that number 1, Qi should not be too fast. A home that has constant incoming strong wind, especially if you're staying in the top floor of a high-rise building with balconies or windows open most of the time, it has too fast a Qi flow. Likewise, a house that has busy traffic around it has too fast a Qi flow as well. Number 2, Qi should not be stagnant. You can think of it like a room with a window and that is rarely being used. And number 3, Qi should flow gently. What does that mean? Well, that's what we want to talk about today. Let's move on to some practical applications in our homes. First, let us look at the living room. The living room is where the Qi enters and circulates. It sets the tone for the entire home atmosphere. We want to keep the entrance clean and clutter-free for gentle Qi inflow, because a messy entrance disrupts Qi inflow, especially if you have large items like shoe cabinets. Keep the windows ajar to bring in fresh air, or at least allow sunlight to stream into the house. We also want to leave enough space in the living room to allow Qi to circulate, rather than having too many items like poofs or beanbags in the living room. As a general rule, a good Qi flow pathway is about 90 centimeters wide. Next, let's look at the working desk. Condominiums today are decreasing in sizes, often leading to working desks being placed against the wall. However, this setup can restrict Qi flow, potentially hindering creativity and productivity. Instead, we should position the desk to face a more open area, so that we have a more expansive and comfortable view. Alternatively, we can also face the window or balcony to enhance focus and inspiration. Now let's move to the kitchen. As much as we always heard of, the kitchen is related to health. And as cliché as it might sound, we always want to keep the stove and the sink not too close to each other, because the sink that represents water and the stove that represents fire are opposing elements. If they're really closely next to each other, we can place more plants between them to harmonize the Qi. This is because the water can produce wood, which then in turn produces fire. And finally, the place we spend the longest hours in, our bedroom. In the bedroom, we want to position the bed against a solid wall for qi stability. This is because sleeping is a yin activity, and we don't need qi to circulate above our head for the most calming rest. Therefore, it's not a good idea to position a bed under a window. We can keep the space under the bed clean to allow qi to circulate, if there's any. And use soft and warm lighting to create a calm and peaceful atmosphere. And lastly, almost everyone knows this. Having the bed facing the door can cause qi rush, making it harder for us to relax. Thanks for watching this far. Like I always say, practicality is part of our main considerations. We strive to make our home as close as possible to Feng Shui ideology, as long as it's doable. It can also serve as a starting point when we design our homes. In a nutshell, before we want to apply more advanced Feng Shui positioning techniques, these are the easiest way we can first do to promote qi flow. If you found this chapter helpful and want more practical Feng Shui tips, you can give us a like and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching. As always, have a happy and lucky day.